Throwing axes is not for the faint of heart. It definitely will take its toll on your arm. Trust me, I know.
Maybe you just need a blankie and some warm milk.
Shut up, Dave. You don't even have arms. In this video, guys, I'm going to teach you a cool trick that you can do to not only save your arm and your shoulder, but especially that elbow, because I know that elbow takes a heck of a lot when you're throwing an axe. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Midgard Axe. We're talking about axe throwing and arm pain, which kind of go hand in hand, right? I mean, really, if you throw anything, you're eventually going to get arm pain, especially as you get older. And I've got a few older guys on here that do a lot of axe throwing. And to be honest with you, I've had a lot of younger people come to me and say, Wes, how do you throw your axes without getting elbow pain? That's one common problem that I've heard from a lot of you out there is elbow pain. Now, to be honest with you guys, I do get elbow pain, but honestly, most of my pain comes in my shoulder, into my neck and my shoulder because I throw axes so damn hard. Just being honest, okay? But there is a cool trick that you can do that I learned years ago that will save you some shoulder pain, some arm pain, but really that elbow pain. I've told you guys in a previous live, I haven't done a lot of lives. I need to start doing more. My work schedule at work is day to day, so it's really hard for me to plan out lives. That's why I don't do them. But in that live, if you go back and watch it, I talk about my baseball past and how I was around a lot of really awesome baseball players, including a lot of major leaguers. Now, when I was younger, my parents used to send me to baseball camps. And one specific baseball camp that I used to go to all the time was ran by Major League Baseball players. And they would have a bunch of Major League guys come in and teach us how to throw, teach us how to do a lot of things. One year we had Leo Mazzoni. If you don't know who Leo Mazzoni is, he was the pitching coach of the 90s Braves, one of the best, in my opinion, lineup of pitchers that baseball has seen.
That's speculative.
I know. Especially for my Yankees fans out there. I'm not getting into it with you guys, but Leo Mazzoni taught me quite a few throws. And one throw he taught me was how to throw a curveball without blowing out your elbow if you're younger. So that way you don't blow out your elbow by the time you're 20 years old trying to make it into the big leagues. Now, when I started doing axe throwing, I incorporated a lot of baseball throwing mechanics into axe throwing. And one thing that I remembered about that was the way that he taught me how to throw curveballs. Now, as you guys saw in the videos that I put out, when I'm throwing hard, I come down and I'm snapping my elbow down like this, okay? It's just part of how I throw. Instead of taking your axe up like this, coming back and snapping that elbow down, what you can do is that you can do what I like to call a short arm snap back, which means that you're not snapping your elbow down when you release the axe. What you're doing is you're coming in and you're releasing it here. And once you release it, you're kind of tucking your arm back into your chest without snapping your elbow down. So if I put the axe down, it looks something like this. Okay, you're giving it more of a wrist kick. So you're kind of manipulating your wrist to take out your elbow. Okay, so it's here and then you're bringing it in. It's going to take a lot of practice. Trust me, it is. If you guys can get good at that, manipulating your wrist more down to take the brunt from your elbow, you're just doing it with your wrist instead and then kind of tucking your arm into your chest, stomach area. It'll prevent that snapping of the elbow, which causes a lot of your pain. Let me show you guys how to do this throw. I am not going to throw it hard, okay? I'm going to go at a slower pace so that way you can see my arm movement and see how I actually release the axe and what I'm doing with my arm as I'm releasing it and as I'm pulling it into myself. So it looks like this. Just like that, guys. You're releasing it. You're not snapping your elbow down. You're releasing it here and then you're pulling in. It'll take a little bit of brunt off that elbow. And you can actually throw it really hard too if you practice it. It's not going to take away too much of your speed. It will a little bit. But for most of you out there that are doing axe throwing, that are worried about arm pain or elbow pain, you can totally do this throw. Up close, even for distance too. It's a little bit easier to throw for distance with an extended elbow, but you can totally do this. And you guys seen in a lot of my videos that I make these throws just like this. Is this the cure-all for all your arm problems when it comes to axe throwing? No, it's not. But it definitely helps me, and you guys see that I use that throw almost in every single one of my videos. Go back and look. You'll see that I don't take a full snap in a lot of my throws. Try it out. Let me know if it works for you. Also, too, guys, you got to remember this. Sometimes arm problems come from bad throwing mechanics. That's throwing anything, right? So if you're having arm issues, go outside and record yourself and see what you're doing wrong. Sometimes you'll find that your arm's hurting from bad throwing mechanics. If you can't manipulate your wrist as much, that's okay. You can still release that out of your hand normally. You're just going to have to practice your release point. Coming down, releasing it here, and then kind of tucking your arm. It's not the ideal throw, but I tell you this, you can practice anything and get good at it. And if you're really having a lot of pain in your elbow and your arm, if you're older or younger, try doing that. Try practicing it. And if you can, try manipulating your wrist a little bit more down. So that way it kind of takes away from snapping your elbow. You're just doing it with your wrist now. And you're not fully extending your elbow out. You're keeping it bent. And then you're coming in like this. I challenge you, go outside and try it and let me know if it helped with your arm or elbow pain. I think it will. And if you guys aren't interested in learning this for arm pain, I will tell you this. If you ever watch me do my really close-up throws where I'm too close to the target and I kind of whip it back like this, I'm doing the same thing. I'm not extending my elbow. I need to get the axe out a little closer to me, which gives me about this much distance, right? If I snap my elbow out, I'm here. If I bring it in, I'm here. And that's how I throw an axe really close to the target without having to back up. I can just kind of go like this. Same movement. I'm telling you, if you perfect it for arm pain, it'll work. Or if you're not interested in it for arm pain, do it to throw it really close. It'll do the same thing. Thanks for all your support, guys. I appreciate everything everybody does to make this channel what it is. And as always, it's always for the love of the axe. But until next time, see ya.